The play calling for this game was just weird. Instead of opening it up and throwing it downfield or taking advantage of man-to-man, they ran 2 run plays to start the game. Mostert really didn't look decisive. He looked slow. The offensive line was really getting blown back, and it really just didn't work at all. And then on the third down, they just threw a screen pass. They didn't open it up to Tyreek Hill at all. They didn't throw it. They just tried on a long third down pass. It seemed to be very conservative. The Dolphins did have some good plays, though. Here on the Tyreek touchdown, you can see that he goes and gets open on man-to-man coverage, and Tua kind of just throws it up there. It's really short, and fortunately, Tyreek makes a great adjustment to it, and the defender doesn't really see it, because otherwise that could definitely have been an interception. And so when you see him throw it, he's like facing Tyreek instead of like squaring up, and so he can deliver with power, and it really just floats up there, and they're kind of lucky actually to get a touchdown here. I just want to show this again because he's not really throwing like in the offense. This is sort of more of like an off-platform kind of improvised throw, and he's just sitting in the pocket. There's no reason for him not to square up and deliver a good accurate ball downfield. It's just very weird because it's just so much different than the way he played like throughout the year. Alright, so that was kind of the only positive play that I could really find. So here we're going to talk about the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 turnover and downs in the second quarter. So this first play here, he kind of just throws it like kind of lazily. It honestly looks more like a warm-up pass. It's just really weird for him to sort of throw that. Now here we have the 4th and 1 play where he goes back, kind of can't really see anyone, sort of scrambles outside, tries to throw it to Hill. But it's just really not that accurate. Like, I don't know, it just seems really lazy in like his delivery. Kind of seems like more what you would see in like a preseason game. I mean, the defender's hand is up there, so I mean, kind of give him a little bit of credit for that. You know, it's kind of hard for him to throw in that window. But you know, Hill is going to get open in 1-to-1 man-to-man coverage. So I mean, you could see like kind of scrambling around in the pocket, let him kind of continue moving, and then kind of float it up there to him. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do, and I just don't really see like his sense of urgency in this game. It's just a very weird thing to see. I mean, this is his first playoff game, so maybe that's part of it, but I don't know. It's sort of just a little strange. And this next play here, he takes a sack here in the second half. So as you can see, he's in the center, and he drops the snap. He does grab it again, but he kind of, it seems a little thrown off and doesn't really sort of go through his reads. It seems like he's not looking at the ball when he receives the snap. I mean, there's a chance that he's not expecting it at that time, but I don't know. It just seems off. Like, it seems like the basic stuff that you're supposed to be doing just isn't really working. And of course, the tackle does lose here, so it's not like he has like a ton of time in the pocket, but it just doesn't seem like he's sort of going through the fundamentals and playing the quarterback position the way that he had like the rest of the year. So lastly, I wanted to sort of look at this interception. It kind of doesn't like look great. I mean, it's a bad throw, obviously, but it's really like a bad decision, bad mechanics, sort of some of the stuff that I had talked about sort of in the previous one. So here we have Tua. He sends the guy in motion, takes the snap, sort of goes through his progressions, sees someone across the field, but he's kind of like hopping like in the pocket. Like, he doesn't really seem all that sure of like what he's doing. So like he'll look one direction, but still keeping his body facing the other direction. Like, I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do. So it just seems really strange in the way that he played this game. I mean, I know some people talked about the cold. Some people talked about playing on the road. You know, they talked about all these different things, and I just don't really see why that would cause such a big change. I mean, maybe the stage was too big for him, and that really like led to some of the stuff that we saw, but it just didn't seem like the same team, didn't seem like the same player, and just was a very weird film to watch, to be honest. So going back to the game script that Mike McDaniel had, you know, it was just a little strange, and honestly, I think Tua kind of fed off that, and it was just wasn't a tight performance by him by any means. I think that this is his first, you know, playoff experience, maybe a little sort of lost in the lights and the pressure of playoffs. He hasn't experienced that before. Really, the Dolphins haven't been in the playoffs for a while where their expectations were to win. So I think that, you know, if Tua can kind of regroup himself during the offseason, kind of refocus, sort of go in next year with that experience. Other quarterbacks like Josh Allen really had a bad first playoff experience, and then they really were able to turn it around. So I think there's definitely the potential. So I think that we'll see sort of Miami be a lot more sort of competitive in the playoffs next year, and we'll hopefully be able to make a Super Bowl run. Thanks again for joining me at McDougal Sports. Please comment and let us know what you thought of Tua's play and Mike McDaniel's play calling. Please subscribe, share, and like, so that way we can spread this channel out to as many people as possible. And we will see you in the next one.